And I know I'm 49 years old and getting diagnosed at this age. I'm just like, okay, what in the world? But like I said, let me tell y'all my story, y'all. So of course, if you have not been here before, make sure that you of course subscribe to the channel. And if you have been here before, of course, welcome back. Again, I'm Tonetta, so welcome to my channel. So like I said, I'm 49, like a few months into my 49th year, I guess I put it that way, on this earth. And I started going to therapy, let me see, last month in November 2025. I'll make sure I put the year on this so y'all can know as well. But November 2025. And of course, one of the first things the therapist asked me, because of course I'm always all over the place, as y'all can tell in some of my videos, with all types of things. I would say one thing here and lead to another thing there, and go on to something else, another tangent, and all that kind of stuff. And the first thing he said was, "Have I ever been diagnosed with ADHD, or do I know what it is, or that type of thing?" He, of course, started doing like some little exercises with me. So of course, I never was diagnosed with anything. Well, with PTSD, I have been, yes. That was back when I was in college. Because I went to therapy back then too for about 3.5 years. And that's the thing I was diagnosed with, was PTSD. And that was because of all the traumas and the dramas and all that kind of stuff I saw and experienced growing up. So I knew I had that. But like I said, y'all, when he told me that ADHD, I'm sitting up here like, ADHD of what? But I know I used to joke about, of course, some folks used to, of course, I still interrupt people. I'm trying to get better with that. But I take that back. I have gotten a little bit better. I have gotten better over the years. It ain't just all the time, the whole entire conversation. I do, of course, still do it every once in a while, but I can't say I'm a pro at all. It may not ever get that way. I do not know. But of course, I've always had in my mind all day long 1,000 things going on. My mind thinking this, my mind thinking that, this is going on, this happened, all this kind of stuff, just getting overwhelmed with stuff because and can't. I can focus on one thing at a time sometimes, as long as it don't take that long. I put it that way. But of course, I'm off to like the next thing, and then I forget I didn't finish this, and I'm just like, Lord, y'all, this has been my life. I guess I put it that way as well. And I just thought that, of course, I was, of course, some of this, I'm pretty sure some of it is from trauma. But like I said, I just didn't realize that, of course, ADHD would have been a diagnosis I got. And of course, my therapist was letting me know, instead of just jokingly saying I'm undiagnosed ADHD or that type of thing, which I have said a few times throughout my life, of course, to different people, just in joking manners and that kind of thing. But he was letting me know that at some point, in order for me to fully grasp what ADHD is, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and of course work on the things I need to work on, as far as how to slow my mind down, learning how to relax, learning how to focus on one task at a time as much as I can, and not doing 50,000 things at once. Like he said, I'm going to have to actually acknowledge that I have ADHD. I put it that way. So I'm acknowledging in this video that I have ADHD. And like I said, I know I'm not the only one out there that's going through this or that has it or that type of thing as well. But like I said, this is something that's new for me. Like I said, I've had all the symptoms most of my life, I think. But of course, as you all can tell in this video, I talk fast, I walk fast too, and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought, like I said, for me, I just thought that that was just the way that I am. Because I definitely, I'm not one to really like labels and different things like that. I still don't like them. I still don't like a label of anything. But I know that, of course, there are labels and there are disorders and there are diseases and there are whatever it is. So, of course, I acknowledge all that. I definitely do acknowledge all that. But I definitely don't want me being diagnosed with ADHD to be a crutch, and me always saying, oh, I have ADHD, that's why this is happening, and not really caring how the other person thinks or feels, or running over people and that kind, because I have done those things, not running over with the car, but talking folks down, not letting them talk and cutting them off and doing all this stuff. Like I said, I'm definitely better, but I still have work to do in that arena. I put it that way. But like I said, I definitely don't want to use ADHD or any other diagnosis I have as a crutch for anything in my life at this point. But like I said, I know I am definitely acknowledging it. But I just know that, like I said, just going through our life, I just kept wondering why. Of course, like I said, I have 1,000 things on my mind. I'm forgetting stuff. I'm starting one damn thing and don't even finish and going to something else. And even with social media, I'm on all the different social medias, doing different things, doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, what is the hell is going on? Which I assume that it's a portion of keeping myself busy as well. But I know that's part of ADHD. Keeping yourself busy, busy work, doing all this stuff. And like I said, forgetting things, not finishing things. I have a damn book that I've been writing probably for 10 years now. I actually keep forgetting about the damn book because I ain't even finished with the book. And I'm like, I put it down, I do something else, and I'm like, okay, I got to get this damn book done. Even though it may not be anything I'm talking about right now at all, I can care less. I'm going to get this damn book finished. I put it that way. Like I said, I started writing that book back when I was in St. Louis, at least probably between 8 and 10 years ago. I can tell you that already. And I had not finished that. There was a lot of different projects that I hadn't finished, that I started. Of course, I'm getting not I can't say overwhelmed all the time, but just getting frustrated. Well, same thing, overwhelmed, frustration, whichever word you want to use with stuff. And I'm like, okay, this ain't working, that ain't working, so I'm going to this, I'm doing that, I'm going to do this. And like I said, just my entire life, of course, fast talking, as I'm still doing. I used to talk faster than this, y'all. I actually won an award for talking fast, actually, back when I was in grade school. Like I said, I used to stutter real bad. And like I said, that may have been from trauma as well, from the stuttering. My dad stuttered. But like I said, I had to work on myself and learn how to um, get my syntax and my word enunciation in order. I guess I did that myself, and I'll tell y'all that in a different video. But like I said, all these things going through my mind all the time, all the time, all the time. And like I said, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to travel, I want to do the coloring books, whatever it is. I've started a whole bunch of things, businesses as well. And like I said, just all through my life, I was wondering why in the world I was wondering whether if anybody else has all this stuff going through their head as well all the time. I don't know. I mean, some people never told me, but I'm assuming that there are some other folks diagnosed with ADHD, so I'm sure there are some. And thank you. Is this Charlotte? Because I have all this sunlight, so I'm trying to see. I think it's Charlotte. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. And hello back to you as well. But like I said, I was just wondering whether anybody else has all this stuff going through their head all the time. They doing this, they doing that, they cutting folks off, and they doing all these things. I'm like, is it just me? Because a lot of folks, of course, I'm rude and I'm not listening, which I definitely was listening. I'm listening and I'm hearing what they're saying. I'm just finishing the sentences, and I knew what they were going to say. My mind works very, very fast. And like I said, my mind works as fast as I talk. Well, faster probably now than I talk. But like I said, I'm just wondering, like, is anybody else going through this throughout my whole life? And now I know that, of course, it is ADHD, but like I said, I have to learn how to manage it. And that's what I'm working on in therapy as well, because like he told me, if I can't, I mean, I can still, of course, live a life and keep going on, that kind of thing, but he was just recommending and suggesting that I at least start trying to work on some of the things um, that I do when it comes to the ADHD, and like I said, cutting folks off when they're talking, because of course a lot of folks take that as being rude. I don't take it as being rude at all. That's just how my brain works, and that's how my mouth works. I guess I put it that way. I'm definitely listening. I'm always listening, but that's been a habit all my life. And like I said, I thought it was just habits, but of course, I'm told that's part of ADHD as well. Not being able to focus. I do, like I said, I do focus on what they're saying, but I just finish the sentences. I put it that way. And like I said, a lot of folks have, and throughout my life, I'm rude and you shouldn't be doing that, and I can't even talk to you and this kind of thing. Like I said, I walk fast, I talk fast, I do every damn thing fast. I guess I put it that way. Whether it's the dishes, whether it's, I don't know, it's people on the floor, whether it's starting a new page, whatever it is, I have to learn how to, of course, what is that? To slow down with the things that I'm doing in order to, of course, to slow down, to, I guess, to speed up. I guess I put it that way. Because like I said, I have so many things that I've been working on, trying to do, figuring out all this. I have at least 6, 7 damn Facebook pages, seriously. Besides not even the regular profiles. That's the Instagram too. I mean, all these pages and stuff that I started, didn't even finish, not doing no more, changed my mind. And so I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Like I said, I have got to learn how. I know, and my therapist told me, everybody's been saying that. You need to slow down. You need to slow down. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. I'm like, the hell with them folks. I'm going to do what I want to do. But I know that when I'm slowing down, I mean, when I'm doing all this stuff, doing all these things, get all these things going through my mind, that I'm not finishing at work. I do finish. So, of course, I got to keep a job. But as far as anything else, I'm starting all this stuff and not finishing at least half of it. Some of it I do finish, but a lot of it I have not over the years. And like I said, I'm going to start taking all these different things that I've started, probably not the social media pages, all them pages I don't need at this present time. I put it that way. I thought there was something that I wanted to do. It was a thought in my mind to have a travel page, to have a relationship page, to have this kind of page. That I ran myself ragged for no reason. I've been running myself ragged for no reason. And like I said, I'm just glad to have even though I do not like labels, I'm still glad to have a name or label to whatever I've been going through. I guess I put it that way. In this instance, I'll take the label. I'm not going to use it every day or use it as a crutch, like I said. So I can just, oh, I'm sorry, it's my ADHD, and keep on moving and hurt people's feelings. And because I have done a lot of that actually in my life. So like I said, I know now that I need to slow down in order to, of course, speed up. For me, I'm saying that. Because, of course, once I slow down and start looking at the things I have, all the projects I have that's unfinished, then I can go ahead and start, like I said, doing the finishing those projects and speeding on back up with like the different goals that I have and stuff like that. So like I said, it didn't really come as a shock when he told me that I have ADHD, but because we did different like I said, different exercises and stuff like that as well. Let me get some water, y'all. But like I said, I was just like, okay, now what? I put it that way. But like, of course, I'll be working on this in therapy and that kind of thing too, coming up with some strategies that I can use to help me, of course, slow down more, to think through things more a little bit. Because I do, well, I can't say think through things more because I overthink all the damn time. Then I'm like wondering all this stuff just, and as I understand, that's part of ADHD or can be part of ADHD as well. But that's something I've always done. Think through the whole entire process. I ain't even got started yet. Making myself overwhelmed and frustrated. And I ain't even got going yet. And I know that's why I stopped some of those projects because there was so much going on in my head. Like, oh, this is going to happen. What about this? I can do this part. Just all this stuff just going through my head. 50 things every 5 seconds. Seriously. And like I said, I know there's others out there who, like I said, at 49 years old, may be diagnosed with ADHD or even older than that or younger than me. Like I said, it didn't come as a shock. It just came as, okay, so this is what's been going on that I had no idea that I would have honestly had ADHD. I was just playing around back in the day. A few times I've told people it's just undiagnosed or that kind of thing. But I really don't know exactly what it all entails. And I am going to do more videos so that I can, because I need to find out for myself as well. Read more about it, see what kind of which my therapist have talked to me about it too, but I'm the person that, again, my mind going 1,000 miles an hour, research everything, want to figure out everything, do all that stuff. I will, of course, read more about it. I put it that way. And, of course, I'll do some videos and talk to y'all about it as well, whatever I'm learning and whatever I'm talking about in therapy, most of it, I guess I put it that way, so that it can help some of y'all too. I just hope that, because I know I got to get off here, so I got to get to work. And y'all see my little air freshener in the window shining in my eye, covered up my eye. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Okay, y'all. I know I got to go into work shortly, because I got to get working, get and eat my breakfast and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely want to say thank you all for, of course, tuning in this morning. And it's a big bird like a crow. If I could show y'all this, it's probably gonna fly away. But it's these huge birds. I don't know why they all over here, but y'all, they gonna carry me away to the land of Oz. Lord Jesus. Let me get out here. Because I'll be looking at everything, talking about everything. But like I said, I just wanted to say, like I said, that I do have ADHD. I've been diagnosed last month, November 2025, at the age of 49. And like I said, I know there's others who have been diagnosed as well. Y'all may be farther along or know more about it. I'm just getting in the stages to actually learn and want to learn about it so I can know how to deal with people in the relationships that I have. Because like I said, I have messed up relationships and different things with different things I used to do. Been trying to get better. I'm not 100%, but I am working towards it. I put it that way. And I'm sure with this diagnosis and with me learning more about it, that I will learn more about it as well and how to handle myself, like I said, in conversations and, like I said, relationships and that kind of thing too. So, and then with the activities I'm doing. But like I said, y'all, that book I am going to finish. Even though it's been 10 years, 8 to 10 years in the making, I am going to finish that damn book. I can tell you that. Please hold me accountable and ask about the book in the comments. Please do. I'm telling y'all now, please, please, please do. Hold me accountable, because I will definitely hold y'all accountable too. So with that, y'all, let me go ahead and get off here so I can get my butt to work. I just saw my supervisor going in. So let me go ahead and get to work, y'all. This is, again, Tony, or, well, my nickname is Tony, but you can call me Tonetta, Tony, either one is fine. But like I said, this is my channel here. And like I said, I'll do more videos about the ADHD, what I'm learning, different things that I'm now realizing with this diagnosis that I've been doing for years and stuff like that as well, and how I'm going to try to make some changes to those things too. I will definitely share that with y'all as well. So with that, y'all, like I said again, make sure that you, of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you've already been here before, again, like I said, welcome back. All y'all my family regardless. So y'all, peace out. Have a great day. I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good, oh, and I want to say Charlotte, and is it Douglas? thank you all for tuning in as well. And hello to you all. And thank you for the support and being here on this video with me this morning. So peace out, y'all, and have a good one.